Is Diomande worth 125 million euros? A fan made a TikTok saying he's not worth that money, and Diomande's response, 2 thumbs up. That's it. No argument, no paragraph defending himself, no attempt to prove the fan wrong, just 2 thumbs up. Just days later, the 19-year-old winger officially becomes a Real Madrid player. And here is the crazy part. The question isn't whether Diomande is talented. He clearly is. The real question is he actually worth the money that Real Madrid paid for him? When you hear Real Madrid are paying around 125 million euros for a teenager who had only just broken into European football, the reaction is understandable.
120 million, Colin.
For who?
Diomande.
Is he that good?
Real Madrid.
Is he that good?
And honestly, there is an argument for it. Only made his senior breakthrough at Leganes in 2025. Then he moved to RB Leipzig, and in his first Bundesliga season, he exploded onto the scene. 12 goals, 8 assists in 33 Bundesliga appearances. He helped Leipzig qualify for the Champions League, and those baller and being a 125 million euro Real Madrid player. That's the gap everyone is debating. But Real Madrid aren't buying a finished product. Real Madrid are buying a player that Diomande could become. And that's where the evaluation gets complicated. You're not paying 125 million euros for a 19-year-old becomes one of the best wingers in the world. And there is absolutely no guarantee that follow the journey, the 125 million euro price tag starts to make a little more sense. Not necessarily because he is already worth 125 million euros, but because of what he has shown at every stage of his career. Diomande was born in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire, and his journey to Real Madrid wasn't exactly the traditional superstar pathway. At just 15 years old, he moved to Florida to pursue football. He joined DME Academy, where he had to adapt to a completely different environment. New country, new language, new football culture, and eventually he began attracting attention. He won the UPSL Playoff MVP and Golden Boot in 2023, but then came another setback. After this time in America, Diomande returned to Cote d'Ivoire. For a player who would eventually become one of the most expensive teenagers in football, his career could easily have taken a completely different direction. And suddenly, clubs around Europe were watching. One of those clubs was RB Leipzig. I must mention that Diomande lost his sister just weeks after his professional debut with Leganes, which gave him much more resolve in his footballing career to prove himself.
I was liking my sister a lot, and then I lost my sister. Yeah, life is like this, so I'm thinking of my sister a lot because today I have everything, and then I can share with my sister. My dream was making her happy and proud.
Being discussed alongside some of the biggest names in European football. Real Madrid were interested, PSG were interested, Man City were interested, Liverpool were interested. And that's an important detail because if Real Madrid had randomly decided to throw 125 million euros at a player that nobody else wanted, then maybe the TikTok criticism would have a point. But that's not what happened. Multiple allied clubs saw the same player, multiple scouting departments saw the same potential, and Real Madrid ultimately decided we are going to bet on him. But then came the next probe asking, is Diomande good? And they started asking, is Diomande worth 100 billion euros or pounds? Then the number climbed, and eventually Real Madrid completed the deal for a reported 125 million euros base fee, with another 15 million euros potentially coming through add-ons. That potentially makes him the most expensive signing in Real Madrid history. And suddenly, every dribble, every missed chance, every bad game is going to be judged through the price tag. That's the reality of joining Real Madrid for the kind of money he did. It's interesting how he responded to the criticism with just 2 thumbs up. It's actually a brilliant response because he could have argued, he could have said, wait until you see me play. He could have listed his statistics. He could have talked about other clubs that wanted him. He could have told that fan that Real Madrid knew what they were doing. Instead, he basically said, okay. And then he went to Real Madrid. There's something powerful about that, because football has a funny way of settling arguments. You can debate transfer fees for months. You can debate scouting reports. You can debate statistics. But eventually, the player has to step on the pitch. And that's where the real lesson of Diomande's story comes in. You cannot always control how people evaluate you. You can control what you do next. Think about the timeline. At 15, he leaves Cote d'Ivoire for America, has to adapt. He develops. He finds his way into professional football. He gets a chance at Leganes. He moves to Leipzig. He explodes in the Bundesliga. Then the World Cup puts him at even a bigger stage. And finally, Real Madrid come calling. That's an unbelievable journey for a player who was trying to establish himself only a short time ago. You can be right to question the fee. It's completely fair to ask whether a teenager with limited top-level experience is worth that kind of money. But it is wrong if you think that the price tag alone proves that Diomande isn't good enough, because transfer fees aren't simply measurements of what a player is worth today. They're also measurements of scarcity, potential, competition, and what the selling club is willing to accept. Real Madrid didn't just buy 12 goals and 8 assists. They bought the possibility of what Diomande could become. And now comes the hardest part. He has to turn potential into reality. So, was the TikTok fan right? Did Real Madrid overpay for Diomande? Or are we watching the beginning of the next superstar? Because there's actually a very interesting middle ground here. You can believe Diomande is an incredible talent, but still believe 125 million euros is a massive gamble. Both things can be true, but now the debate is no longer happening on TikTok. It's happening at the Santiago Bernabeu. The fans said, is this guy good enough for Real Madrid? Diomande didn't answer with words. He answered by signing the contract. Now there is only one answer left, the football. And if Diomande succeeds, those thumbs up emojis are going to age beautifully. But if he struggles, the same TikTok is going to be replayed over and over again. And that's the brutal reality of being a Real Madrid signing. So let me know in the comments, was 125 million euros worth the risk for Diomande? And more importantly, do you think he's going to become a Real Madrid superstar or even legend? If you enjoyed the story, hit the like, subscribe for more football stories and turn on the notifications.